Stop for a moment and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear might change the way you see your life forever. There are moments in life when questions begin to fill our minds, and one of the most common questions people ask is this simple but painful question: why, God? Why is this happening to me right now? Maybe you have asked this question recently. Maybe you prayed for something with all your heart and it still didn't happen. Maybe you trusted that things would get better, but instead they became more confusing. And slowly you began to feel like you were walking through life without understanding the direction. If that sounds like your situation right now, then you are not alone, because many people go through seasons where nothing seems to make sense. You try to stay strong and you try to believe that everything will work out, but deep inside your heart you are wondering if God is really listening to you. Sometimes the silence can feel heavy. Sometimes the waiting can feel endless. And sometimes the struggles can make you feel like you are being tested in ways you never expected. But what if the question, why, God, is not the end of your story? What if that question is actually the beginning of a deeper understanding that you have not discovered yet? Think about the moments in life when things did not go according to your plan. Maybe a door closed that you desperately wanted to open. Maybe an opportunity disappeared right when you thought it was finally your chance. Maybe someone walked out of your life and left you with confusion and pain. In those moments it is easy to believe that everything is falling apart. But sometimes what feels like things falling apart is actually things falling into place in ways we cannot see yet. Imagine someone standing in front of a huge puzzle with thousands of pieces scattered across a table. If you look at just one piece of the puzzle, it does not make sense. It looks random and meaningless. But when every piece is placed together slowly, a beautiful picture begins to appear. Life often works in the same way. Right now you may only see a few scattered pieces of your story. You see the struggles. You see the delays. You see the disappointments. But you cannot yet see the entire picture that God is creating through your journey. And because we cannot see the full picture, we sometimes assume that something has gone wrong. But what if the picture is still being formed? What if the struggles you are facing today are pieces that will make sense later? Think about how a seed grows in the ground. When a farmer plants a seed, nothing happens on the surface for a long time. The ground looks exactly the same as it did before. If someone looked at that soil, they might think nothing is happening. But beneath the surface something powerful is taking place. The seed is slowly breaking open. Tiny roots are pushing deeper into the soil. And those roots are preparing the plant to grow strong enough to survive storms and strong winds. Your life may be in a similar season right now. It may look like nothing is changing. It may feel like your prayers are not being answered. But beneath the surface of your life something may be developing that you cannot see yet. Strength is forming inside you. Wisdom is growing through your experiences. Patience is shaping the way you handle challenges. Sometimes God prepares people quietly before revealing the purpose He has for them. Many people only see the success that appears later, but they do not see the preparation that came before it. Think about the greatest stories you have ever heard. Every powerful story includes moments where the main character feels lost or uncertain. Those moments are not there by accident. They are the part of the story that creates transformation. Without challenges there would be no growth. Without questions there would be no deeper understanding. Without moments of weakness there would be no discovery of strength. So when you find yourself asking, why, God? Try to remember that this question has been asked by many people before you, who later discovered that their struggles had meaning. Sometimes the very thing that makes us feel confused today becomes the thing that gives us wisdom tomorrow. Sometimes the pain we experience today becomes the testimony that inspires someone else in the future. Life has a mysterious way of turning our hardest moments into the foundation for something greater. Imagine walking through a forest late at night. Everything around you is dark and uncertain. You cannot see the entire path ahead of you. But you are holding a small lantern that lights only a few steps in front of you. That lantern does not show you the entire journey, but it gives enough light to keep moving forward. Faith often works like that lantern. It does not reveal everything at once. It simply provides enough light to help you take the next step. And sometimes that is all you need. Just one step forward, then another step, and slowly the path begins to unfold. When people look back at their lives years later, they often realize something surprising. The moments they once questioned the most were the moments that guided them toward their purpose. The delay that once felt frustrating may have protected them from the wrong path. The closed door that once felt disappointing may have led them toward a better opportunity. And the season of waiting that once felt painful may have prepared them to handle the blessings that eventually arrived. Right now you may not see the reason behind your struggles. But that does not mean a reason does not exist. Sometimes understanding comes later. Sometimes clarity arrives only after the journey has continued for a while. That is why patience is such an important part of faith. Patience allows you to continue trusting even when answers have not appeared yet. And while you are waiting, something important is happening inside you. Your character is being shaped. Your perspective about life is becoming deeper. You are learning lessons that cannot be taught in comfortable moments. And those lessons will stay with you long after this difficult season passes. One day you may look back at this chapter of your life and realize that it was not the moment that broke you. It was the moment that built you. The moment that strengthened your heart. The moment that prepared you to become the person you were meant to be. So if today you find yourself asking, "Why God?" do not assume that the story ends with that question. Sometimes the question is simply the beginning of a journey that leads to understanding. And as you continue moving forward step by step, you may discover something powerful. The path you once doubted was actually leading you exactly where you needed to go. Sometimes the hardest part of faith is not believing that God exists, but believing that He is still working when we cannot see anything changing. Many people feel strong when life is going well, but when the storms begin, it becomes difficult to hold on to hope. You may wake up some mornings feeling tired, not only physically but emotionally and spiritually as well. You may look at your life and wonder why certain things seem to move forward for other people while your own journey feels slow and uncertain. It is in those quiet moments that doubt often tries to enter your mind. Doubt begins whispering questions that sound convincing. It tells you maybe your prayers are not strong enough. Maybe you made too many mistakes in the past. Maybe you are not worthy of the blessings you once hoped for. But the truth is that doubt often speaks the loudest during seasons when something important is being prepared in your life. Think about a sculptor standing in front of a giant block of stone. To someone watching from the outside, it may look like the sculptor is simply hitting the stone again and again with a hammer and chisel. Pieces fall to the ground and dust fills the air. At first it may look like destruction, but the sculptor knows that every strike has a purpose. Hidden inside that stone is a beautiful statue waiting to be revealed. Slowly the sculptor removes everything that does not belong to the final shape. Life sometimes works in a similar way. Certain experiences chip away at the fears that once controlled you. Certain struggles remove the habits that were holding you back. Certain disappointments teach you lessons that comfort could never teach. And through that process, the person you are becoming begins to take shape. Many people believe that growth only happens during moments of success, but often the greatest growth happens during moments of struggle. Struggle forces you to reflect on who you are and what truly matters. It pushes you to develop patience when you would rather rush ahead. It teaches you humility when pride once guided your decisions. And most importantly, it strengthens your ability to trust even when certainty is not available. Imagine a captain guiding a ship through a stormy ocean. The waves crash against the sides of the ship and the wind roars loudly through the air. The passengers may feel afraid because they cannot control the storm. But the captain does not panic because the captain has navigated storms before. The captain knows how to adjust the sails and keep the ship moving toward its destination. In the same way, there may be storms in your life right now that you do not understand. You may feel like the waves of uncertainty are crashing around you. But the presence of a storm does not mean the journey has lost its direction. Sometimes storms simply reveal how strong the foundation of your faith truly is. And when the storm finally passes, you may discover that you are stronger than you ever imagined. One of the most difficult lessons in life is learning to trust timing that we cannot control. Human nature prefers immediate answers. We like clear plans and predictable results. But life rarely follows the exact timeline we expect. There are seasons when progress feels slow and invisible. Yet those seasons often play an important role in shaping the future that is coming. Think about the process of building a tall building. Before the building rises high into the sky, a deep foundation must be built underground. That foundation requires time, patience, and careful work. People walking by the construction site may see only dirt and concrete for a long time. They might not realize that the most important part of the building is being prepared beneath the surface. Your life may be in a similar stage right now. The visible results may not have appeared yet, but the foundation of your future may be forming quietly beneath the surface of your current experiences. The patience you are learning today may help you handle responsibilities tomorrow. The compassion you develop through your struggles may allow you to help someone else who faces the same battle. And the faith you strengthen during difficult seasons may become the anchor that keeps you steady when greater challenges appear later. Every meaningful journey requires preparation, even when that preparation is not immediately visible. As time passes, you may begin to notice something interesting about your own story. The moments that once felt like obstacles slowly begin to reveal hidden lessons. You start realizing that every experience added something valuable to your understanding of life. Even the chapters that were filled with confusion and questions helped shape the direction you eventually followed. Many people discover their purpose not during moments of comfort, but during moments when they are searching for answers. When everything is easy, there is little reason to reflect deeply. But when life becomes challenging, it forces you to look within yourself and ask important questions about what truly matters. It is during those moments that people often discover strengths they never knew existed. Courage begins to grow when fear once dominated your thoughts. Resilience develops when difficulties try to push you backward. And faith becomes stronger when uncertainty tries to weaken your confidence. Imagine standing on the edge of a mountain just before sunrise. The sky is still dark and the world around you feels quiet and still. For a moment it may seem like nothing is changing. But slowly a faint light begins to appear on the horizon. That light grows brighter and brighter until the entire sky becomes filled with color. The darkness that once covered everything slowly disappears. Life can change in a similar way. There are seasons where everything feels uncertain and silent, but slowly things begin to shift. Opportunities appear when you least expect them. Clarity arrives after long periods of confusion. And hope begins to rise again even after moments when you felt completely discouraged. Many people look back at their lives and realize that the waiting seasons taught them the most valuable lessons. Waiting teaches you patience, which is one of the most powerful qualities a person can develop. Waiting teaches you gratitude for the small blessings that often go unnoticed. And waiting teaches you to trust that life can still move forward even when progress is slow. The question, why God, may never receive a complete answer in the moment you ask it. But sometimes the answer appears gradually through the experiences that follow. The pain you felt may guide you toward helping someone else who is going through the same struggle. The failure that once disappointed you may lead you to develop skills that eventually create success. And the confusion that once filled your mind may lead you to discover wisdom that shapes your future decisions. Every chapter of your life plays a role in forming the person you are becoming. Your story is still unfolding, and the page you are reading today is not the final page. There are still moments of growth ahead. There are still opportunities waiting to appear. And there are still lessons that will bring clarity to questions you once struggled to understand. So if today you find yourself asking why things are happening the way they are, try to remember that your story is still being written. The journey is not finished and the future still holds possibilities that you cannot yet see. Continue moving forward even when the path feels uncertain. Continue believing that your life has meaning even during moments of doubt. And continue trusting that the questions you ask today may one day lead you to a deeper understanding of the purpose that has been guiding you all along.